Welcome back to another episode of The Clean Truth. I'm Dawson Holt.
I'm Ben Jones, and today we're bringing you another episode with a rising, young, absolute superstar in the sport. We've got Judah Sagawa joining us today. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course, man. So me and Dawson are pretty big fans. You know, we pay attention and we watch. Obviously, we are still active competitors, but we kind of scout out, just check people out, see what's going on in the younger divisions. And so it was kind of a no-brainer to have you on at some point. We've kind of got to know you a little bit, so we know the reputation, the way you carry yourself is obviously awesome. So on the talent side of things, like blown away, and great kid as well. So we're glad to have you on tonight. But yeah, man. So another good reason that we're like, it's a good time to have you on. You had a pretty good weekend at the AmeriKick Internationals, right? So that was obviously last weekend already at this point. So it looked like you're pretty busy doing some trick battles, doing some obviously competitions as well. So just give us a quick rundown. How'd you feel about the weekend?
Overall, I was really happy going into the tournament. I didn't know how exactly it was going to play out because generally, like the peak of my season is kind of U.S. Open. That's when I'm training the most, and then I get back into school after that, and I can't train as much. But I had been making a lot of progress after U.S. Open, so I wanted to see how that would reflect in my forms, and it reflected my forms well, in my opinion. I was really proud of how I did. I'll just go down on each division on just like how it went. First division I had was on Friday, creative weapons, and that wasn't my favorite form. It was like just a little bit sloppy, wasn't my cleanest, but kind of warmed me up. Next division I had extreme weapons. I thought I hit a good form, not the best, not the worst. I thought it was like it was good. I took the win in that division, and then next division I had musical weapons. At the beginning of my form, my sheath, I went to do a pose, and the sheath just flew out onto the mat, and I grabbed the blade, doing ready position. I don't know if the judges saw it or not, because I kind of hit it, but then that kind of just put me in the wrong mindset for the rest of my form. I ended up dropping later on, but that was an interesting way to start a form.
Yeah.
And I had extreme forms and musical forms after that, and I was able to win both of those. Now, this tournament was a little bit different. They had runoffs on the first day, Friday. Not used to that. U.S. Open was like that, but I was in definitely better shape at U.S. Open, just having training and camp and all of that. So it was a little bit weird rushing from my last division to going to a different mat, and I'm like, runoffs is right now.
Yeah.
I was able to do a good form in weapons. It was a crazy division, though. It was me, Gavin, Gallant Dollarite, Nolan Grunwald, Jackson Hensley, Zeke Gomez. That's all of us. Is that it? Yeah, that's it, I think. But it was a crazy division. Me and Jackson tied for first. When we dropped the highest and lowest, we both got 988. But then when we brought the highest, I got 99888, and he got 99887. So it was basically the closest it could have possibly been.
Yeah.
But I just barely won that. Thanks, Gavin, for pulling that 9. I was happy with that. Forms, I was worried about because forms is generally harder for me to just kind of like complete well, just endurance wise, I guess. And I was a little bit worried going into it, especially after all the divisions, and I was like already really tired.
Yeah.
But I was able to hit a new trick that I hadn't done in before. I hit gainer double cork, and I was happy that I was able to land that. And then I also it felt like one of my best forms in a while. I thought my energy was good throughout the whole thing. And I was really proud of how I did that on that form, and I was able to win that.
Nice.
It was a little bit strange waking up the next day and not having runoffs on that day. I took trad weapons. Trad weapons was an interesting story because my sword, it bent halfway through in the form. I was just striking, and I guess just on a high block, it bent. So like, I was able to finish the form, but it was really weird doing a cut, and then the cut's just at the completely wrong angle.
Yeah.
I was a little bit funky, I guess. I took fourth in that. I got 5.95. And then I had a night show later. I had, what was it? It was forms first. I was against Mitchell Street, great traditional competitor. Props to him. He had a slight slip. So I ended up winning that. And then I had the trick battle. The trick battle was interesting because it was advertised as Philip Brumet, Joe Troya, Colin O'Brien, versus me, Magnus, and Wasim. And my team got entirely changed. So originally, I found on Thursday that Magnus wasn't going to do the trick battle. It was going to be Parker subbing him in. I'm like, okay. And then, like, right before I find out Wasim is also getting subbed in for Max Swirsvik. So I'm like, okay. It was a little weird having my team switched up entirely, but it was a really fun experience. I was able to hit 10 gainers on the stage. I was really happy about that. And then I had
I
weapons.
did see that. Yeah, I saw that. I think it's a good video I saw it from. Go on. Sorry.
Sorry. I had weapons, final division, and I had a form I was decently proud of. There's always stuff that I want to work. After a weapons form, I always have this feeling that I could have gone faster. I could have done it better, and I want to fix that. But I had hit a solid form, and yeah.
Cool. Not bad. Not too bad. So I think that's cool. Like the trick battle mindset, I think is interesting because, you know, for you, I don't know if you guys like planned any team passes or anything, and then your team gets switched up. But regardless, like you're just still going to go out and throw some crazy stuff no matter what, right?
Yeah. So the trick battle mindset, like I didn't have a mindset of like, oh, I really care about winning this trick battle. It's like, is not much of like a prize or like points wise, but I just get to go out there and have fun and just try out new stuff that maybe is not ready for a form, and it's not something you would do in a form. Like I wouldn't do 10 gainers in a form. It's just not practical, but it's good practice. It's fun. But so yeah, I really enjoy tricking battles. Just and NASKA, outside of NASKA as well.
Get the crowd back into it too. You know, good entertainment.
Oh yeah,
that's awesome. Sure. I mean, congrats on a solid weekend overall. It's great.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, subbing Parker and Wasim into your team, I mean, you can't complain with that. Like those two guys, especially Parker, he's been kind of a big. He just came out of nowhere. He's a big spotlight. Yeah, he's been killing it lately, and he's right out of Florida Sport Martial Arts, and he's been killing the scene lately. I've been seeing him on, online, seeing some guys, reposting some of his videos. He's hitting insane tricks. Do you know how old he is?
He's 12 or 13. I asked his friend Caleb, who I also want to shout out. He's also really good. I think he's like a little bit younger, also really good upcoming, but. So yeah, he's 12 or 13, I believe. But yeah, you guys, everyone should be on the lookout for him.
And did he win an overall? I know he was in the finals for sure, but
Parker, he lost the overall by one judge.
Wow.
I want to say it was him versus Malachi, I think.
Sounds right. Yeah.
It was really close, but he just barely lost. But
I mean, that's not bad though. I mean, the first time I saw him was US Open. And so that's like only 2 months ago. And now he's, in overalls already. So yeah, but him and his friend Caleb, had a good sync for him too at US Open. They just like showed up out of nowhere. I was like, kids, crazy. It kind of reminded me of, wasn't it you and Lila that used to do sync?
We did used to do sync.
That kind of reminded me of that because I remember like competing against you guys some. I was like, dang, these little kids are good. Like, I'm getting nervous.
I
I want to say it was 2019 AmeriKick. Me and Lila showed up. There was no underbelt division. We were both red belts or something.
Yeah.
Uh, but there's no underbelt division, so we were in just black belt, I guess, or just all belt.
Yeah.
And we were able to win sync forms. And then we're like, oh wait, that's awesome. And then we find out we're going to stage against you and PJ.
Yeah.
And we're like, huh? And then you guys suffered a small fumble, which made it way closer than it should have been. Um, but yeah, that was a funny experience.
Throwback. And now look at you now. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's go on ahead and kind of peel back the curtain a little bit in terms of your team. Um, what is what is it like a day training at freestyle, the karate school, the team? Like what goes down during team practices, team training, even demo? Like what's the schedule like? What's the training like? Now I've kind of seen some of you guys train and warm up a little bit at tournaments, but what's it like at the school, man?
All right, so one thing I want to mainly say, um, sometimes it's a misconception. Over 90% of our school is in CMX. All of us train Monday through Fridays, in MMA, boxing, jiu-jitsu, all like fighting aspects of martial arts. And then our CMX extreme is probably 10%, maybe less of all of our school. Um, so we train in the weekday of all of that. And then we have our weekend practices. We also have Tuesday, like strength class, but we have Friday and Sunday team practices. And I mean, nothing overly special about them. We work hard, we sweat, don't waste time.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
nothing, no secrets here. Just we work hard.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I think it's a
Yeah, that
perfect
was
answer. Yeah.
yeah,
It doesn't need
right.
to be a secret ingredient if you know what, you got the basics, you got your pan, you got your salt, you got your olive oil, you got your meat, put it together. There you go. That's all you need. It's cool.
Uh, One thing I can
Very
also
valid.
add is we have like three kind of like levels of our like extreme teams. So we have our senior elite team, ones you see at tournaments. Um, you travel to the big ones. We compete as a team, but we also have our Pee-wee team and our junior team. So if you're in just standard classes and you see the demo team perform, or the demo team is we call it, you can like train and try out for it. And there's our Pee-wee teams. They range from I want to say like sometimes six to like usually around 10, 11, 12. And then you can move up to juniors once you get to a certain level. But we have some rising kids. I'm excited to see who they turn out to be. I'll specifically mention Calvin Lawler. I think he's 10, but he's doing commas right now, and he is killing it with all of his manipulations. I'm excited to see where he goes with that. So
That's cool to hear because that's something that I've noticed with freestyle. I'm like, you guys always have some just crazy
New
kid,
kid.
like,
Yeah.
10-year-old throwing dubs already. I'm like, what's going on out there? It's that Cali air, huh? But no, I think it's probably a huge testament to that process of the development in the kids. Get them pretty young, and then they take the right steps and just keep progressing up to, like you said, kind of like the elite team. That makes sense because I was watching. I'm like, where is he finding these kids? Just crazy. And then I guess he's making them right. It's like a lab.
Hmm. Yeah.
It's cool.
Now, another question, like, could you say I mean, by the way, it's awesome that you guys are, training actual martial arts
Yeah,
for,
sure.
combat self-defense purposes, not just sport karate training all the time. Do you think that like that stuff really helps apply or really helps your coordination and overall ability to learn things for sport karate faster?
um probably a little bit. I mean, any sort of timing based sport is
Mhm.
probably gonna help just athleticism in general.
Mhm.
Mhm.
But I wouldn't say like fully correlates. Like
Yeah.
I love extreme karate. I will admit, no way is it practical. Anybody who tries to say it's
Oh yeah.
practical,
Oh yeah.
it's not. So yeah,
Mhm.
but I mean, everything that basic martial arts training, the mindset, the discipline, the determination, the athleticism, all of that correlates.
For sure.
Yeah. Great answer.
That makes sense.
Great answer.
I mean, yeah, if you're consistent on anything, you're going to see results in some, way, shape, or form. And then if it's something, obviously it's, yeah, like you said, the sport karate side of it, not quite the most practical thing you do, but if you're still training, like a punch is still a punch no matter what,
Mhm.
that might look a little different depending on, if we change styles, but sometimes you can tell like who actually trains like real martial arts and who just trains sport karate by like, how do they punch? If you can see that, maybe their like wrist is bent or something, you're like, okay, you probably don't actually know how to
Yeah.
punch. So I do
Right.
think, obviously there's not a direct, translation from this to this, but
Mhm.
yeah, it's got to pay off in some way, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
So obviously all the talk about like freestyle, I can imagine at least one of your answers, but I want to hear who are some of the like coaches or mentors that you've trained in the past or currently train with, and how's that been in the shaping of who you are today?
I mean, I'll just tell, I guess, the full story if I can remember everything. I started out training with two of our team members at the time. One, or the so that was Leslie Hernandez and Taylor Clark. They didn't travel too much on the NASKA circuit, but they're on Team Freestyle. They were really good in the girls division. I mean, yeah. So I learned from them too a lot. Great teachers. Leslie Hernandez currently teaches the Pee Wee and junior team right now. But yeah, they were great. Um, Obviously, Sensei Jackson
Mhm.
trained
Mhm.
all the time, every practice. Uh, um, I worked with Jacob Ellis as well. Just kind of working everything with him. I eventually started working with Danny Etking on Zoom and I'm still working with him occasionally. And eventually I started working with Kalman Shoka as well. Um, he helped my cuts a lot. Um, and then who else? Um, I mean, I those are the main coaches, I guess.
Yeah.
People have helped me here and there. I guess those are the major contributors, I think.
For sure. I think that's interesting how you mentioned, Kalman and how you feel like he helped your cuts. I think like there was a moment where I saw like a shift in your sword forms too. And I was like,
Mhm.
I wonder what changed. And then I figured out you started working with Kalman. I was like, that makes sense. Not
Mhm.
that it was like, it was super bad before. And I was like, dang, Judah needs to work on his cuts. But you could tell that there was like, an adjustment was made. And you're like, oh, okay. Yeah, we're looking really good
Mhm.
now. So that's cool to hear.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Yeah.
the Jacob Ellis
Sorry.
influence too, I think. So obviously, like the musical form, like the actual musical form that he did, with the Iron Man theme and everything, was pretty fire. And now you've done like the Spider Man theme, right?
Mhm.
Did you work with Jacob on that?
I did work on it with it. One thing I want to point out, most people have seen Jacob Ellis's Iron Man forum, aka 2017. It's posted in Sport Martial Arts.
Yeah.
Most people haven't seen. There's this face. It's only on Facebook. It's his night show performance, and he had a slight, like, it wasn't a mistake, but he meant to do something. Uh, and he meant to do like a full half X out twist,
Mm.
and that's to the music in the Iron Man form. And that is one of the coolest things I've seen because it's like it
Oh
literally
yeah.
goes. He jumps, bink, and then he lands,
Yeah.
and it's so cool. But it's not in the YouTube one. So if you guys can find,
Mm.
if anybody watching this can find that,
Mhm.
um, go watch that. That's
Mhm.
the Iron Man form.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Uh, but
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, I remember
uh,
watching it live. It was sick. Yeah, I remember watching that. He did another Ironman for him at Diamonds
Yeah.
2017, 18, one of those years. But he did a creative form.
Creative form, yes.
Yeah, still sick though. He did like obviously he didn't do that opener for his intro, but he did some sort of, jump spin
Yeah,
tornado
Like crowd awakening or something.
jump, something like that with his arms, and then like did a
yeah,
knee slide coming up out of it,
mhm,
you know, you
yeah,
know,
it was
did
I
that.
wanna say it was
Still
something
cool.
like an uppercut, but don't quote
Yeah.
me on that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We'll
For
find.
sure. Yeah. So yeah, Kalman really helped you with the cuts. Now, um, did he also help you come up with some of the tosses, or is that all you? Or like what is that? How does what transpires there? Or do you give him ideas and he's just like, "Oh, cool, but you could do that, or maybe try going this direction, or maybe throwing it like this." Like, what's that like?
So I had all like some manipulations before, and then
Mhm.
basically, when I first started working with him, the biggest thing was integrating the cuts better within the striking. So instead
Yeah.
of just cuts, stop, manipulation, it was kind of integrating them.
Hmm.
And then eventually we started working on either like he'd have an idea and then like I'd modify it, or I'd have an idea and he'd modify it, or just he would create a move. And just basically all of the above. Just
Hmm.
um yeah, and then a lot of the moves I have like Sensei Jackson uh innovates to just like he's like, wait, can you try throwing it or catching it like this? And I'm like, I can try that, yeah. And he's like, oh, can you try doing this during this? Yeah. So just
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I remember in the beginning it was kind of like that. Like he encouraged me to like, hey, next lesson, try coming up with some stuff and then we'll see what we can do. And it was
Mhm.
hard in the beginning because if I were to think of something, he would tell me like, okay, now do this way. And I'm like, time out. You've already thought of this, haven't you? And he's like, yeah, yeah. And he kind of has that dry personality, you know what I mean? So he's just like, yeah, I've already so just put your elbow up a little bit higher. I'm like, I can't do anything right now. But eventually I got out of that. But I remember in the beginning that was a little tricky, at least coming up with something on my own. But yeah.
For sure.
But yeah, that's very good. I mean that's a good duo for sure. I mean, same with Will. I mean, that's really cool. I didn't even know, but it makes sense, him being involved with that process too. That's really cool. Um, Now, kind of diving deeper into that and forms, like what now? Obviously, I mean, you kind of said it earlier too, like you're not going to do 10 gainers in a form. That's not ideal, right? From a cardio standpoint, you're just going to be gassed, right
Yeah.
after that. But what is that process? What is that process? Like, how do you choose the tricks in your forms when you have so many things in your bag?
So I get flamed on this a lot. It's probably not the most ideal way of choosing tricks before a form, but I generally have about 10 different options that I have the idea that I could do in a form, and I have no idea which one I'm gonna do until a few minutes before I compete.
Nice.
And even then, I'll decide, okay, I'm doing this, and then midway through the form, I will change it. So, not the most ideal, but
Mhm.
I've found I've gotten to a level where I'm able to kind of just like change what I'm doing and it doesn't affect the form too much.
Okay. Now it's obviously moves that you're pretty consistent with, right? Because
Yeah.
we don't really, yeah, obviously, because we don't really see you mess up, or stumble at all. So I mean, that's gotta, you know, it makes sense. But that's interesting. So I mean, I would assume that process, like if let's say if you're going last, someone throws this trick, okay, do trick A. All right, do trick pass B. So is it kind of like that?
Yeah, it can definitely be like that. So depending on like the tournament, who I'm up against, I'll just be like, okay, I think I'm doing this. And let's say they may do an easier form than I'm used to. then I can dumb it down a bit and just focus on being clean. Or let's say they do something really hard. I'm like, oh, okay, I got to bring out my move that I was planning to do maybe like next tournament, but now I just got to do it this tournament. Like I know it's ready, but it's just like, is it the right time? So it's just kind of just depending on that.
Hmm. Gotcha. And I would assume energy level, right? Really depends. It's like I do not
Yeah.
have the energy or stamina to do two gainers into a double cork right now, you know. I'll
Yeah.
just hit a clean double full and I'll be fine, you know. So cool. Cool, man. Very cool.
Yeah. I like that process too. I think that thought process is important. Being able to analyze and know the situation you're in, because like you just said, like maybe you have a competitor that does a form that you're used to them doing more in, and maybe they just, I don't know, took it easy. Maybe they're not feeling their best, whatever. So now you can just focus on staying clean, right? And so that's a good, I think, mental side of the game that some people don't think about enough until they're in that position. And then it's kind of too late to think about it at that point. But if you're in that position consistently enough, now you're comfortable with kind of being uncomfortable. And really, it's just adaptability at that point. Like,
Hmm.
like you
Mhm.
said, the tricks are ready, even if maybe you wanted to do it at the next tournament, but maybe now's the time just based off the situation. So I think that's super, super important. I've seen, like divisions where we've got a competitor going last in a weapons division, and it's like four competitors, the first three drop, and then like the last person still throws hard stuff. And I'm like, I just get nervous watching that. I'm like, just know your situation.
Mhm.
Like, I'm not
Yeah,
saying
right.
there do a chop punch and finish the form, but still give the people something. But at
Yeah.
the same
Hmm.
time, like know the situation. I think that's an important side of it that some people don't think about enough.
Hmm.
Oh yeah,
So
for sure. Yeah, go on ahead, man.
when it comes to something like that, I have like mixed feeling because in my head, I want to put on a show more than I want to win.
Yeah,
Like I want to do the hard stuff, but then that only makes the nerves and the pressure so much more. So
Mhm.
it's like it's a tough decision, and
yeah,
I know I should do the hard. Like in my head, I should not play it safe, but then I still will end up playing it safe sometimes. So it's
Mhm. I
yeah.
mean,
And
hey,
you go out there with full intentions to throw everything, and then while you're like mid form, you're like, all right, I'm gonna pull back on this a little bit.
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, hey, that's a true sign of an entertainer as well as a competitor, man. Just knowing, I mean, really just trying to go for I was like, I want good crowd engagement instead of just winning, right? So that's awesome. Now, like, is it that strategy also apply to weapons or is it just primarily forms?
So I was thinking about that in a weapon standpoint, or I guess in the if people like mess up. I was thinking that in a weapons standpoint. I don't necessarily change my weapons form too much. Just because when it comes to consistency, there can be a lot of mistakes trying to do something new. But that's also something I
Mhm.
want to work on for myself is trying to do new stuff because I think um, one of like something I can work on is just I do hard things, but a lot of it isn't necessarily new, and so there's not that kind of shock value to it. Um,
Mhm.
so that's something I want to work on.
That's a
Cool,
great
man.
point too. I think about like Webster catch right away because I've
Hmm.
now seen it and been beaten by it for years at this point. So I'm like, um, so now at this point, I'm almost like desensitized to it. But then when I
Hmm.
pull back and like think about the stuff that we're doing, like I try to put myself in like just a complete spectator perspective. And like
Hmm.
that's still a crazy difficult and pretty cool move. We've just
Yeah.
seen it so much that like we get desensitized to it. But I
Hmm.
Mhm.
think like when I see you then throw it Webster and then like catch behind the head, I'm like, oh, I wasn't expecting that.
Mhm.
In addition to
Mhm.
like, those little tweaks, I think are very important for,
Mhm.
like you said, kind of the shock value. Because you throw
Hmm.
it up, oh, he's gonna Webster and catch it. Then you do your Webster and catch behind the back or behind the head or spin and then catch it behind the back. So, but I like that concept of it's a hard move, but you kind of want a little bit more, something new, something fresh for the crowd,
Mhm.
Yeah.
for yourself too, because you get kind of bored doing the same thing every time.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say that. I was like, I'm sure like it's gotta be, a you thing. Like I like the challenge, you know? I would say that
Mhm.
or assume that you'd feel that way, you know?
For sure.
So yeah. Uh yeah, I think you've all I can't remember. I remember when I first saw you do that. Was it Compete Nationals the first time you broke that out
I
this
believe
year?
so.
Yeah.
Yes.
Have you done it since?
Uh, I've done it like after dropping earlier in the form, and
Yeah.
so it's like yes and
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
I
I
think
got you.
that's funny. People have probably done the craziest tricks imaginable after dropping.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, man. So obviously you're on fire right now with on the
Thank
competition
you.
scene, killing it every single tournament. We feel like very consistently on stage. What are some goals and future plans that you have? I'm assuming you're going to Diamonds. Is that right? Will
Correct.
you be at Cowboy Up also?
I will be.
Yeah.
Yes.
So still finishing out the season strong with NASCAR.
hmm
But then moving past that, what are some things that you like really see for yourself? And it can also be like outside of competition as well.
hmm So, first thing I want to make sure I want to like solidify myself as like one of the best like junior competitors to do it. Um, so my sensei has this mindset that I don't compare myself like I have great competitors. I shouldn't just be comparing myself to them. I should be comparing myself to the best of all time. So, for example, there's Jacob Pinto, Dallas Liu, when I was in 13 and under. So that's one of the biggest things. And then that also goes up when I move up to adults. I'm gonna be competing, but I'm also gonna be competing against the goats, Micah Carnes, Michael Guthrie, um, all of like the some of the like greatest of all time. That's who I should be trying to compete with versus just trying to compete against great competitors of today. But I should be competing against both.
Mm,
hmm
I like that.
Great mindset. Great
More of
mindset.
like competing for more of a legacy rather than just a number of wins type of thing.
Yes,
hmm
exactly.
That's cool, man. So,
Absolutely.
sounds like you want to stick around for a while so you can solidify that spot then, yeah?
For a bit, for
hmm
sure.
Yeah, right. That's good, man. Do you have any plan like you thinking about college now, or is that a little bit is that creeping up on you? Are you thinking about what's gonna happen after that?
Yeah, definitely. So, I take my schoolwork seriously. I'm in APs, honors classes. I'm planning to go to college. Um, Thinking about some different schools, but overall, I'm gonna have to figure out how to manage competitions and college, which will be difficult. Um, I'll have to figure that out.
Yeah,
hmm
Um, but I mean, yeah, um, either going into something like business, finance related. My dad does that,
nice.
or something like kinesiology and physical therapy.
Sweet.
Could also be fun or interesting. I mean, yeah. I was thinking about going to college somewhere near like a tricking school because I really enjoy tricking in general. I enjoy like extreme martial arts and then the other side as well. And I think for tournaments, especially as I get older, I think being in a place with a tricking community would be really fun.
Mhm.
So it's something I'm thinking about.
That's cool, man.
Awesome. Good to hear.
Yeah, I know there's a
Oh,
lot of really great competitors that have stuck with it through college. I think
Mhm.
about Dawson's doing it right now. He's pretty legit. I'd say he's
hmm
still okay competitively, and he's playing in college. So it can definitely be done at a high level. I always
hmm
think about like Jackson Rudolph too. The man's at Stanford, training, studying to be a
hmm
neurosurgeon, still competing and
Mhm.
teaching all the time at the highest level. So like, it can
hmm
definitely be done. And it sounds like you're on track. You have everything you need, to be able to make it work. So I think you'll get it easy.
Thank you.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're
Um,
still young to figure it out, like if you want to go on the business side of things or PT, kinesiology on the health side,
mhm.
you're still young. So
Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
I think too, like you could always reach out to these people that, you know, like this community is very open, right? Like the sport karate
Hmm.
community. So even if it's
Yeah.
someone you don't know like personally very well, if they know that you're like interested in a similar path as them, I think I can't imagine anyone within the sport that would like push somebody away with, you know, when they're asking for advice and stuff. So I think that's a great thing about this sport. That's something I like about you guys with Team Freestyle too, is like the culture you guys have. It really feels like you got, you know, family vibes there out in sunny San Diego.
Hmm.
So yeah. But are you into much teaching at all? Like whether it's private lessons or at the school and stuff?
So I teach at my dojo. I started doing private lessons around 2 years ago, and I'll just teach just the regular karate, and then I'll teach like upcoming or like people on the Pee Wee and junior team,
Yeah.
helping them. And then I also um assist with Leslie Hernandez in the Pee Wee and junior classes. I've been helping out for too many years to count now. But and I recently just started teaching just weapons classes in my dojo. Like just this week I started
Oh, sweet.
teaching those. So yeah.
Cool.
That's cool. Something that I've found, and you maybe have already seen this or we'll start to see it. I feel like when I'm teaching something consistently, I get a lot better at it, you know, because you start to
Yes.
understand that
Yes.
like when you really have to break something down, it like sinks in, you know, personally almost just as much as when you're teaching it, you know?
Yeah,
Mhm.
I 100% agree.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. You're learning twice.
Yeah.
Right.
There's your solution. I think Leandro's got the plan for
Think about it.
Yeah.
you. Something that I want to add in, just kind of throwing this out there, because like, you know, this is someone obviously like the parent of another competitor everybody knows, with, you know, Amanda being an amazing competitor on the circuit, you know, inviting you to come to his state, you know, like the community that we have with sport karate is really,
Mhm.
really cool, right? Um, if you think about like through the years that you've been competing, how has like the bond with your competitors grown over the years as you've started to get a little older?
Um, I mean, it's been great. I started NASCA in 2019. I traveled to Dixieland. I met the Molinas there, and they were kind of like my first introduction to just like the NASCA community as a whole. Like I went to compete. I went to like AmeriKick with my team, but I didn't like. I was competing on underbelt. I like so they were kind of like my first introduction. They were great. They're like family. They were amazing. To me and my family. And then I kind of just like grew. I became friends with people in my division, people outside of my division. It's honestly like, yeah, just the friendships I've made through this sport have just been great. For example, right now I'm amazing friends with Trey Dietrich, Gavin Dollarite, Nolan Grunwald. Um, Too many names to count. Like
Yeah,
Mhm.
there's Zeke Gomez. Like there's a lot.
yeah, I think that's cool too, because those are also all of your top competitors. Like
Yeah.
the guys that are
Mhm.
going to be, if anybody's beating you, it's those guys, and those are like the best
Yeah.
friends, right? So
Hmm.
Hmm.
that's obviously something that, you know, like me and Dawson have seen through the years, is like
Hmm.
the bonds. Because how many times, like, or how many other sports are you standing around in like a 6x6 matted area for so many hours on a whole weekend? Like,
Yeah.
you're gonna get close to these people. Like you
Yeah.
have no
Yeah.
choice but to talk to them. Like,
Right.
so I think
Yeah.
it's a very interesting dynamic, but definitely a very special bond that can be created.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Yeah. Competitors, even their parents, man. Like,
Indeed.
and some special bonds with either, moms, dads, you know, they're always super nice. They're nice enough to hand you a snack or some water, if you, whatever. I mean, I've been
Yeah.
Music for you.
like, there's been so many great parents that I've met in this sport. I'm sure you've met as well, man. I mean, you said the Molinas. I
Yeah.
mean, Exhibit A. So,
Mhm.
yeah, well, let's go on ahead and let me just ask you, like, who are I mean, I kind of have a rough idea because you've already named just a few of them already, but who are some of the competitors in this sport that have the most influence or inspiration towards you, man? could be just difficulty, creativity, entertaining aspect in terms of the musical. I have a pretty good idea on who that could be. But yeah, let's hear it from you. It could be anyone.
Okay, first talking about Sword, extremely underrated competitor. She was from Team Freestyle. She competed a lot as a youth and then competed a little bit as a teenager. Her name was Kaylin Whaley with the Sword.
Mhm.
She innovated the difficulty with the Sword like insanely. No one was really throwing it up that much, other than like maybe a few moves there, here and there, maybe a 360 something. But she really just innovated. She was the first to do 720. She does triple spin with the Sword, double spin catch. I believe it's just me and her who have done that. And that move specifically is one of the most underrated moves, in my opinion, because it doesn't look like more than just like a double. Um, but the difficulty, like it actually is way harder just because the three spins with the Sword catching on the handle is already a difficult move. And then adding the double spin, like just it makes it a really difficult move. So Kaylin Whaley for sure. Um,
Hmm.
Kalman Shoka, obviously. You, Dawson, have
Yeah.
Johnny Liskar.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah. So, and then if I'm gonna talk about open hand, I mean, there's too many names to say.
Hmm.
But I mean, I'll first just say difficulty format wise. Take a lot of inspiration from Jacob Pinto and Michael Guthrie. There's musicality, like I've said earlier, with Jacob Ellis. Um, we have, I mean, I've taken a lot of inspiration, but especially when I was younger, I took a lot of inspiration from Dallas Liu. He didn't compete much after 13 and under, but
Yeah.
when he was in 13 and under, he was insane. Like, just go
Hmm.
back to, like, I think, what is it? Some year in,
2012, 13,
yeah,
2012, 13, something like that.
Yeah, I
Keep
want to
going.
say it was Diamond 2012. There's a video. Just watch his first section. It's just blazing fast. It's like it's
Yeah.
insane. And like right into
Hmm.
like a backside 10, like right at like
Yeah, yeah.
1300.
Hmm.
What?
Yeah.
So yeah. Um
Have you
I mean
seen his trick battle? His trick battles?
I've seen a few of them.
Yeah.
That's
He's
right.
got a crazy loop kicks form. I think it was
I
2012.
Yeah,
I want to say I saw that one. Yeah.
crowd
Yeah.
goes
At
nuts.
the end of the video, that first person to him was Michael Guthrie. He just lifted him up after just nailing a form. It was nuts. There's another trick battle that I've seen him do.
A
I want to
jam
say he won. Did he go against Sammy Smith once?
Trick
I might be
battle?
crazy. I feel like I remember seeing that, but I also
Mm.
might be
I
imagining
think it was
this.
against McKinsey.
Okay. Oh,
That may
okay.
have been that
That makes
trick
sense.
battle
The
where
same, I think that same event that he did the
Yeah.
opening for him.
yeah.
I
So
was when
McKenzie
she hit
hits.
snap to swipe.
Yeah,
Yeah, she hit
Yeah,
sniper
that's
swipe.
my bad. That's my bad. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And there's another trick battle. Ben just said it was at Jam. You can find it on YouTube. It's him and Andrew Franklin. Yeah, he hit a shuriken cutter.
Yeah,
That trick battle. It's nuts. He's
Yeah.
13 and under. I don't know. He was young at that time.
yeah,
Just
like
hitting that.
2013, probably 2014, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, it
No,
was
but yeah,
nuts.
that loop kicks form he did. My favorite part about it too is like he just starts the hands. And he's just going hard.
Going off. Yeah.
The crowd literally goes, "What?" And they just go crazy as he starts the hands. I was like, that's a cool. That's got to be a cool moment to be in the middle of
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
That's a
Oh, for
good. That's a
sure.
good one though. That's a good pull. He's insane. Yeah, and was only
Hmm.
like 13, 14 and stopped competing. So imagine.
Hmm. Yeah.
It's crazy.
He could definitely be in that list and like like top best junior CMX competitors ever. Like he could definitely. That's a pretty solid debate that he could definitely be in that list.
Hmm.
Yeah, and it was
So
only 13 and under too.
yeah, 13 under juniors. But yeah. So who's some others?
Danny Atkin, coach of mine.
Hmm.
I mean, obviously taking a ton of inspiration. Um, who else? So I think uh uh Cody Leck was
Yeah.
kind of what inspired my when I first started doing swing throughs.
Mm-hmm.
My sensei was like, do wrap full swing cork cork cork. I'm like,
That's Cody Luck right there. Yeah.
Yep.
but that's kind of what got me doing corks again. And I think that no one at the time was really doing swings in NASCAR. Like people were doing it and then they stopped and it kind of just like fell off.
Mhm.
I feel like
Hmm.
since I did it, I want to say it was 2022 when I did three, and then eventually later in the year I did five corks. Like I feel like
Mhm.
everyone's been doing swings since then.
Yeah.
Um, so
Yeah.
what else?
Cody slept on
Yeah. I was gonna
at
say,
his time when he was a junior. Cody was slept on.
yeah.
He's very
That's some
good.
great Chuck stuff too. I
Hmm.
mean, I think it was. It's weird to say because we were still competing, but it was already like a different time, kind of. The throws weren't quite as heavy. I think it was like it was definitely a thing, but I don't remember Cody doing a ton of crazy throws. But like his Chuck's work was really solid, and like
Hmm.
his
Mhm.
overall performance was on point. Tricking obviously was insane. He's throwing like
Yeah.
wrap dubs as opening,
Yeah. Wrap
but
dub, multiple corks.
court, yeah, nasty stuff.
Hmm.
It's a good pull.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, man,
Um,
it's a good ones. If you had to put them all into a list, how would you rank it?
I gotta get the it's idea of a list. It's not fully,
Yeah, sure. And then
Hmm.
but
this is also usually we like to say these are our personal lists. So it's not that you're saying this is how it should be, but these are your
Yeah.
personal favorites. So that gives you a little bit of free.
Yeah. No pressure.
Yeah.
um, okay. So if I'll separate sword and open hand. I'm not gonna put in other weapons. Haven't done as much research when it comes to that.
Sure.
But I'm not gonna put in order because that's too difficult.
Hmm.
Sword. I have Kalen Whaley, Kalman Dawson, um, Johnny Liscar, and maybe like Josh Gordon.
There it is.
Yeah.
Uh,
Nice.
It's a good one.
I would say. Forms, Pinto Guthrie, easily.
Hmm.
Just the raw difficulty they had is just no one's matching that even today.
Hmm.
Um, I'd put just favorite. I have Ellis and Dallas Lou,
Yeah.
Hmm.
and then what do I have? Only one more option. Okay. Uh, I'll put Danny Etkin in there. A lot of people put. I've seen like they put Matt Emig over, but I enjoy watching Matt's form a lot. But I don't know. I've always preferred Danny a little bit more, in my opinion. But I mean,
Hmm.
it's always hard to say.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean, I guess at Danny's time, or I mean, or Matt's time, I mean, you didn't see him do a lot of tosses. I think he might have done like one or two. Danny obviously had to do a bunch, during the era that he competed in, especially when he moved up to the adult division, you know. So yeah, Danny did some crazy stuff. I mean, tricking too. So I mean, yeah, I'm also a
Yeah,
big fan of Danny. So he's in my list of forms, I would say. And for Chucks, if we're just gonna go specifically on Chucks, he's in my list.
For sure.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, I would throw like Micah Carnes too.
Yeah, for
Micah
sure.
Carnes has gotta be
Hmm.
there.
Hmm.
I've
Micah's.
watched a lot of Mark C recently. Mark and his auto.
Hmm.
Marketing is out of.
Good stuff.
So I'll add on to that. So Black and Blue Productions, that old
Yes.
company. Have you seen him on YouTube at all?
Yes,
It's- yeah.
is that the one Sport Karate Zone has got like the
So
old videos too, or
well,
That's
no?
that's from a different one, but Black and Blue,
Okay.
it was an old company that, I mean, they're still relevant. They'll still post
Mm,
stuff on YouTube, but you can go on their website and purchase old DVDs from any tournament from any year. You can go back all the way to the 90s. So like I purchased like I've already purchased like 4 DVDs from this website, man. And let me tell you what, like I've seen a bunch of Mark C from the early 2000s. My respect for him has gotten much higher. So I have videos from him as an adult and from him as a junior, and I've gotten more respect for him. And he was dominating forms and weapons. He was good. It was the years that I got. It was back when he was on straight up.
Yeah.
So yeah, great kicker. Got height on his gainer and his X out. You know. So yeah, his tricking was good, very impressive, and it was at that time wherever all those guys tricked on concrete and were landing in the splits.
Carpet.
Oh
Like,
my gosh.
yeah, yeah.
Those
Like,
split
what are you
tricks on
guys
the carpet,
on?
just oh my gosh.
Yeah,
So
right.
nasty.
Yeah, I've seen videos like everyone's landing in the splits. I was like, what are you guys on? Like, how does that's gotta hurt? That's
Yeah.
gotta hurt,
We
man.
can
Concrete floor.
check in on their knees today.
Oh yeah. All right.
Another one,
I
I'm
mean,
throwing this out there too. Another forms competitor I've loved to watch recently, and obviously he's very well known for commas, but Rudy's forms were sick. I actually love some of like Hawkeye switch Hawkeye was fire. Like that was nobody else can do that, like him. But I was watching some of his forms and it's just like very sharp, like and creative hands, but also just basic hands done really well. Like so, I would actually I don't know if I put him on my list of like favorite forms back when we made our lists, which was almost like a year ago now. But I would maybe add him to my forms list now. Like, so go back and watch some of the Rudy's forms, not commas. Obviously, the commas are great, but the forms too.
I would say, yeah, if you do watch and if you want to study what he's doing for his hands, you'll have to rewind it and play it in slow motion a couple times. He's got a lot of interesting stuff, but it's cool. Looks cool. And his tricking, Hawkeye, switch Hawkeye, jackknife to split. Who's another forms competitor that is there any other forms guys that you can think of, Judah, that you enjoy watching? Maybe right now or on the internet? I'll also think for me as well. Let me just pull up my list so I can remember.
Marcel Jones.
Yeah, there it is. Nice.
What's his name? I'm totally blanking on the name. I know him. Older school. I want to say he did something to like a ground sweep, stick to a standing full, and the standing full is like the highest thing you've ever seen. A full round. I don't know why I'm blanking on who it was.
Terada. Maybe
Yes,
Terada.
yes. I think so.
Steve Terada.
Yeah. I feel like there's someone else too, but yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no, he would do that like you go 540 forward roll, pop full round to knee or something like that. Yeah,
and it was like higher than anyone else's full.
Yeah,
just like out of anything.
Yeah,
Leandro was Aiden Kennedy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude, Aiden.
I always think of him as a tricker now, but yeah, when he did forms,
yeah, he dominated. I mean, yeah, he was beating me when I started NASKA. So like he was the junior like back then, 13 and under. Jake and Aiden Considine, they were older. I think they were like 14, 17 at the time, but Aiden was the guy,
Tell me
he was the
about
junior, But back to Terada.
his tornado
also.
kick. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh.
His tornado kick. Aiden's tornado kick.
It's like his quad touches his nose.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
What?
Insane. Yeah, right.
That is true.
Yeah,
and
there's
his bottom leg too. His bottom leg also extended makes it look even better.
Yeah, that you've seen that battle. What's the trick gathering? It's in Amsterdam. Hooked. Yeah, you seen that one battle where he did that tornado kick, and it looked like he hyperextended his kicking leg.
Yeah,
it went that far back. It looks so nuts.
I think he was fine though.
Oh yeah, he walked away like he stomped his trick pass or his combo, but yeah, Aiden was really good. Um,
for sure.
there's another.
Crazy
We
speed.
talked about
Yeah.
we talked about Micah Carnes briefly, but dude, like his hand combos, his rodeo cork, it's so like probably one of the best rodeo corks on I've ever seen in in a
Yeah.
form.
Yeah.
To the splits,
Yeah.
his hands. I mean, he had great speed, but it was just like
Just so
I don't
clean.
know, right? Just never seen a
Like,
rhythm. I've never seen anything like that ever since. This is
Definitely.
awesome. It's cheat
mm,
900 elbow. That elbow. Not it's not a
With
cartwheel, but
the
you know what?
Gumby.
yeah, like the
That
weird
Gumby
like
that he did.
19 like yeah.
Yeah, that elbow Gumby to flash kick. Who does that?
Yeah.
I saw
Right? No one.
that Instagram account, like Classic Tricking or whatever, posted something. He did like
Mhm.
a flash kick from his knee. I was like, that looks like it's hard. Like,
Oh wow. Mhm.
it was something crazy like that, like Webster to knee and then flash kick from his knee. I think it was something like that.
Hmm.
Wild.
Interesting.
Yeah. Well,
Interesting.
anyway, kind of went on a rabbit hole there, but yeah, man,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
some good influences, good inspirations from the past, but also some current people that are pushing you, whether they're your competitors / best friends, but then also good like coaches and stuff too. Good team behind you for sure.
Mhm.
So that's exciting. So where can we expect you next? We're going Cowboy up, right?
I am going to Cowboy Up.
All right.
Um, what's that?
Last weekend of
2 weeks?
yeah.
It's 2
Okay.
weeks before Diamonds.
Okay. So
Sweet.
2 weeks or month. Diamonds. I think I'm going to Toronto.
Cool.
I think it's like not 100%, but I believe I'm going.
Nice.
And then we got next year after that.
Yeah, and then do you move up to 16, 17 next year?
I do move up to 16, 17 next year. So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how the rules will be for the year after that, whether it's like, because I feel like every year, like the 18 thing rule changes.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I am going to stay in 16, 17 the whole year the next year, or if as soon as I turn 18, I'll happen to turn 18 in August. So I don't know if like, if I turn 18, if I have to move up, like, am I just going to move up at the beginning? Like, I don't know how that's going to work, but either way,
Yeah, we'll figure
it'll
it
be
out.
fun.
Well, yeah, cool, man. So any final words, anything you want to say to the people, any shout outs you want to give?
Shout out Leopold Arvmich. If I don't know if it's posted anywhere, but his lightsaber form,
Hmm.
he made it with Jacob Ellis. Coolest musical form I've ever seen. Just
Uh-oh.
stand up. He's on my team. But every single move he does is choreographed to the music. He will turn his lightsaber off, do kicks to the music, land to the music, turn the lightsaber on to the music, and then proceeds to do the rest of his cuts. Like,
It's tough.
it's so sick. But yeah. Henry Segapelli also on my team. He only started karate like less than 2 years ago, and his striking and his X out, they're just like you. It looks like he's been doing karate his whole life. So, look on, especially be on the lookout for those two. Everyone watching.
Sure.
I mean, yeah, I think that's the main stuff I wanted to say.
Cool.
Probably forgetting something, but
Yeah, that's all right. That's exciting. I'm going to be looking out for that lightsaber form.
Yeah.
You think diamonds? Is that a chance?
I want to say he's going to Diamonds. I think so, but if not, AKA.
Okay.
Mm.
Make sure someone videos it. Okay, that's your job.
Mhm.
We'll do.
Okay, good. Just got to make sure because I want to see it.
Mhm.
So cool, exciting. It's good, fun stuff. Well, thanks for coming on and chatting with us a little bit
Of
tonight.
course.
It's good to get to know you a little bit more on some other levels too. So good luck, obviously, at Cowboy Up into the month, and
Thank
then
you.
back ready to go next month for Diamonds as well.
Of course.
It'll be a good time, man. So good stuff.
Mhm.
All
Thank
right.
you for having me.
Yeah, of course, man.
Oh, pleasure, man.
Yeah, for sure. So this has been another episode of The Clean Truth. Thank you, as always, to Century Martial Arts for the continued support as, Team Paul Mitchell members, as well as just the support of Sport Karate Zone. And thank you to Sport Karate Zone for hosting us. And we will catch you all next time. Peace out.
All right. See you guys.